What's up, my name is Eris. This is Eris Atelier, the bag making channel, and today we're actually going to do a tutorial that was actually recommended by a subscriber. Her name was Precious Evo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that well, but thanks Precious for this recommendation. So what I did is I basically just took the concept, but I didn't really stick to the main design or rather the dimensions and every other thing, because all I got was just a picture. So I kind of got the idea of what the bag was going to look like, or what I was supposed to look like. So based on all that, I sort of just built something very similar but a slightly different aspect ratio and dimension. I just hope that I actually nailed it. What do you guys think? We're going to put like the request versus the finished one. I know, yeah, the size was different, the shape was different, but it was a personal choice because I know, okay, this is something that I might carry, so I might as well do what I would prefer size wise, and you guys get to be the judge of it. So this is the part one where I'm going to show you guys how I came up with my own measurements and dimensions. If you want it to be a little wider, like rectangular, then you know, of course, you just reduce the height a bit, but mine is kind of square just because there was no reason, I just wanted it like that. I'm going to show you guys how I did all that before moving on to the part two, where we actually gum, or rather we cut, gum, and couple the bag. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the part two. So the bag itself is slightly rectangular in the picture, but I wanted something that was square, so I don't have any particular reason, but I just wanted it to have like an elongated instead of like the wide feel. So I just settled for a square. So let's just write out our measurements on this cubeboard rather. So here was 20, everything centimeter, here was 20, and I wanted the height to also be 20. But the depth here now is 8. I didn't want it to be too far in. So we're going to use this one to generate our panels now. This is all the information we need. So what we need first is, because I cut everything one, so let me come and draw. So we have like a very long piece here. Since the flap itself started from here, it's like the flap started from the bottom here, so it went all the way around to the back, then under. So when you unfold that, what you're going to get is, let's say, okay, let's round here so you know where the flap is. So this sounds a bit rounded. So from here to here, that is your flap. Let's mark it down. From here to here, top now. So you mark your top length. Basically, you're unfolding the whole thing. Then from the top to the bottom, you mark it again. So if you're going to do it in multiple pieces, you would stop. But because mine was like a continuous, so from the side, my own piece was going to look like this. So this is what we're trying to unfold. So this is your flap, your top, your back, your bottom, then under the flap. So when you unroll this, don't forget this is a side view. So our bag is going to look something like that from the side. Let me compute you guys. Then it means that we're not going to do the bottom, then under the flap. So because I was already going with 20 centimeters, it means that the height of your bag, so you write it here, 20 is 8. The back is 20. Then the bottom is 8. Then under the flap here, let me put some detailing on this so you would see the difference. So you have, excuse my crude drawing. Then under the flap is 20. So if you look at the picture of that bag, it sort of spreads out a bit. That means that the top was obviously narrower than the base. In most cases, they would do maybe like a 6, then do the bottom to be 8. But I wanted mine to be really boxy. I wanted like the 4-corner thing, like a square bag with a very sharp angle thing going on. And because I knew I was going to put my holes like this, so I needed the top to be very flat. If mine was going to be a little rounded, then I would have done it like the way it was in the picture, where I would have put my eyelets side by side. That would now cause here to be much rounder. So this is the first piece we did. The second one, which is our side piece, I don't know, a side piece always makes me laugh. So let me make it big so you guys will understand it well. So it normally looks like this. Our side piece, that's the kind of gusset I was going with. So from here to here is going to be 8 centimeters. So let me put dotted. Yes, let's dot this one just for sake. This our dotted box in the middle now is just 8 by 20. So let's write it inside here, 8 by 20. But by the time you add 2 centimeters for your gusset, so listen carefully please. The reason I do 2 centimeters for my gusset is because the distance from the edge of my machine to the needle is about 1.5 centimeters. So I never go below that. Instead I'll go above that, so that when I am sewing, I get extra space and I don't have to like fight the machine every time, and it actually sews in pretty nicely. What we're trying to get now is this depth in. So looking at it from the side, no, this isn't far enough, but looking at it from the side, you see that it sort of goes in. So that is because you added your extra 2 centimeters. So that means that if here to here, so let's just mark, so I like to put like little plus signs so I don't get confused. So this is the true width of your bag, but you're not going to add 2, then 2. That would now mean that the width of your gusset is now going to add up to be 12. So this like this now, this is 12. But for the height of your bag is 20. So you're only adding 2 centimeters at the base. That would now mean that the overall height of your side piece is going to be 22. So when you're cutting this now, you're going to cut 12 by 22. Then you now notch out 2 centimeters on either side. So the last piece is not really compulsory, but it's kind of, it helps a lot. It makes your work look much neater. And that is under the flap here, under the flap here, when you want to do this, instead of just having the same Ankara thing. So basically you're just going to measure the flap and the top of the bag. So that is this and this to be the under flap of your bag. So let's just draw that one here. So what other piece do we need? The width of our under flap is going to be 20, and then the height is going to be 28. So this is, let's just write it here, under flap. So the only other thing that, okay, that one is decorative, and that is the black strap that sort of goes round it. So since this is your unrolled, so here is flap, here is top, here is back, here is bottom. Let's write BT. This one is under flap. This is UF. But because we want our own strip to go all the way around, so I was the one that chose to let my own go this far, all the way to the bottom of the bag here. It was my personal choice. So it means that it's just, you would trace this whole thing and you stop wherever you want to. You can stop where the flap stops. You can stop. Okay, no, mine didn't go under. Mine just stopped at the back. Mine stopped at the back. It didn't go this far. But the width of mine, I made sure I maintained my 3 centimeters. I just maintained my 3 centimeters all the way around it. So for this main piece now, this is where everything's going to be built. For the main piece now, it's actually 76 centimeters. Then this one is going to be 20 centimeters. I don't know if you understand it, but this is what we're going to use as our measurements to get the patterns I want to use. And because we're using chipboard, we're cutting exactly the same. We're not leaving any allowance or anything. So let me just put plus signs. So the formula to getting your full length is just follow the side lines. So just for a little bonus, it means that if your flap was going to be halfway like this, let me say then you put your bag lock here. If your flap was half, it means that this one is going to be the length of here to here. That's just like bonus. But because our flap went all the way down, so I just used the entire height of the bag. So now let's convert all this to 3D and you guys would see what I was talking about.